Hello friends, I am Dr. Prajakta Varare and today I welcome you all to my session on Basics of Business Analytics Part 2. In today's presentation, I am going to cover first the difference between data, information, knowledge and wisdom, life cycle of BA project, application of business analytics in which we are going to study different types of analytics, data analysis tools and business analytics framework. Now friends, let us first understand what is the difference between data, information, knowledge and wisdom. Data is nothing but raw facts and figures. It could exist in any form. It can be numeric data, textual data, it can be images, it can be audio, video or digital data. This is raw data. Then next is information. So processed data, we call it as an information. So a processed data has certain meaning. Then next comes the knowledge. Now what is knowledge? The application of data and information together that results into knowledge. The knowledge is also supported by the experience and other forms of education and learning in the individual's life. Then above information there is a wisdom. The wisdom is not a capacity of what you know, but it is nothing but the ability of a person to think and act using the knowledge that he has gained over a period of time. So that is the very basic difference between data, information, knowledge and wisdom. Then next is life cycle of business analytics project. Now friends, business analytics projects, these are executed by business organization for improving the performance of the organization. Project managers, they execute this business analytics project and these projects are often uncertain and executed in changing environment. So many of the time there are many hurdles that project manager come across. So project managers, they adopt the methodology. That methodology is called as CRISP DM methodology. So CRISP DM methodology, that stands for Cross Industry Standard Process for Data Mining. It is a method that describes commonly used approaches that data mining experts use to tackle problems. This methodology was first conceived in 1996, but later on it was incorporated into SPSS software. So there are total 6 stages in this business analytics project. First is understand business problem. Second, understanding data. Third, data preparation. Fourth, data analysis and modeling. Then data validation and finally data visualization. Now we will study all these phases one by one. First is understand the business problem. So here, a business analyst or a project manager should examine the business problem. All data relevant to business issue could be collected by the project manager. Say for example, what are the inputs and what are the deliverables, that is output. Why? Suppose, for example, let's say in a marketing department, if the advertisement expenditure is increasing and still the sales are falling, then this could be a problem for the business organization. So this is nothing but understanding the business problem. Step 2 is understanding data. Now in this step, the data is studied in greater detail. Different analytical tools such as R, Python, that helps in cleansing the data. Cleansing the data in the sense the wrong data, meaningless data, that data is removed, omitted, the data with spelling mistakes is taken care of and data redundancy is removed in this stage. Then stage 3 is data preparation stage. In this stage, the business analyst brainstorm the data. They use different software such as SPSS software and prepare the data, plot the histogram, identify the missing values, fill in the blanks and prepare a proper format of data for further analysis and finding the outcome. Then fourth step is data analysis and modeling. Now this is the most important stage in any business analytics project. In this stage is used to build the model and test the data. Different types of modeling techniques exist, and these are applied on the data to derive the patterns of data. Say for example, different models such as regression, correlation, forecasting models are there, ANOVA is there, factor analysis is there, so on and so forth. So these are different modeling techniques which are applied on the data for analysis. Then the step 5 is validation. It is necessary to validate the data, that is test the data once the model is crafted. So before proceeding to the final deployment of the model at the customer's place, it is important to verify and evaluate whether the model is working properly and giving the accurate result, whether the data is cleansed properly and giving the outcome or not. So that is nothing but the validation stage. The step 6 is data visualization. Now, once the data analysis is performed and insights are derived from the model, it is necessary to present it to the customers and deploy it. It is necessary for the customer to understand how to actually make use of the model. The next we are going to discuss applications of business analytics. Business analytics is providing many growth opportunities to business organizations. Business analytics aims to generate knowledge, understanding, and learning, and these insights together helps organization in informed and rational decision making and improving the performance of the organization. We can find the application of business analytics in every field, whether it is a human resource, customer relationship, financial management, marketing, logistics, or supply chain management. So there are different types of analytics depending on the sector to which it is applicable, like marketing analytics, HR analytics, sales analytics, web and social media analytics, customer analytics, supply chain, healthcare, service, finance analytics, and so on. Now we'll look into all these analytics one by one. The first is marketing and sales analytics. So when the business analytics, or we call it as an data analytic techniques, when they are applied on the marketing and sales data, then it is called as marketing analytics or sales analytics. Analyze the marketing and sales data and gain the meaningful insights by the use of marketing or sales data analytics. The business analyst make use of BA to identify which marketing channel would be most effective, whether emails or whether it is a websites or like say Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or it could be a direct telephone contact. It helps in studying the consumer behavior, analyzing trends, help in identifying the target audience, which advertising techniques are attracting the customers, forecast the supply chain requirements, so on and so forth. It will also help organization in identifying which offers are making more sense to the customers. Now this diagram help us in understanding how the marketing activities are performing in the organization and how analytics can be applicable in identifying which channel is more beneficial to the organization. Say, for example, which channels do I need better tracking on to understand their return? Which channel is giving long term gain? Which channel is giving loss? Which channel returns highest LTV customers? Which channel are least resource intensive but giving more return on investment? So, like this, all the marketing channels of the organization can be analyzed by adopting the marketing analytics. The next is human resources. So HR analytics. So when the data analytics is applied on the human resources, it is called as human resource data. It is called as HR analytics. It helps in driving the smarter decisions and manage the workforce more efficiently. In HR department, it can be helpful for identifying the high potential for retention. It can help in identifying the competency of the employees and team's capability. So let's say we will discuss one example to understand the benefits of HR analytics. The organizations can improve their hiring by recruiting the quality employees in the organization on the basis of their knowledge, skills, their experience, and offer them good package. Now, once there is an improvement in the hiring, it will help in reducing the attrition rate of the organization as employees will be more satisfied with their job profile and with the package they are offered. Reduced in attrition rate will lead to improving the performance, the experience of the employees as people will not tend to leave the job but retain in the job. This will help in creation of a productive workforce for the organization, which is a very key element for any organization, the productive workforce. The more the productive workforce, it will lead to improving the business processes, and then finally it will help in gaining the trust of the employer as well as the customer and help in improving the goodwill of about the organization in the common man. So this is how analytics is applicable in the human resource field. The next is product design. Now, as far as the product design is concerned, the analysis may reveal issues with respect to material, the issues may be with respect to processes itself, designing, manufacturing, or it could be related to equipment installation or servicing. And then substantially, once the analysis is performed on such issues, it will help in improving the quality of future designs. Then the next type of analytics is service analytics. Business analytics may be used to identify the components of service, product design, and cost factors in the pricing. The different aspects in service design, such as the length of warranty, coverage during the warranty, pricing for various services, can also be determined on the basis of data which is which is gained from the earlier experiences. The next type of analytics is customer analytics, which is the most important type of analytics. So it helps in gaining the performance insights and optimize the social media strategy with the help of dashboard, analyze the online behavior of the customers. The customers' comments on the web or social media are studied. The customer visit different types of websites, different online shopping malls they visit, Facebook and Twitter, different online resources are there. So customer behavior is studied in the customer analytics, which websites they visit, what they browse, what they like, what they dislike. So their pattern of behavior is studied in greater detail and services can be designed according to the likes and dislikes of the customer. The next is application in the banking sector. Now, banks are leading by discovering new ways to exploit transactional and behavioral consumer data. The banks are routinely going beyond the conventional structured information such as credit score report, but they are also looking into unconventional resources of information such as loyalty card consumer data and also looking into the government information for improving the performance of the banks. The next is finance. So when the analytics is performed on the financial data, we call it as an financial analytics. So BA is of utmost importance to finance sector. Here BA can be applied to portfolio management, budgeting, financial planning, investment banking, so on and so forth. Say for example, trends on performance, how a particular stock is performing can be identified, and then the clients can be advised with respect to whether to sell a stock or retain a stock. So this is how it is applicable in the finance field. The next is supply chain analytics. Supply chain analytics basically offers customizable solutions to organizations to carry out their different functions and drive the tangible results for the organization. Now, in this spend analytics, like how much organization is spending on the supply chain, the inventory analytics, logistics analytics, procurement cost optimization, these are various fields in which the supply chain analytics can be applied. The next is healthcare analytics. Now, healthcare analytics is also one upcoming area which helps in gaining the access to interactive visualization, healthcare data, and help in gauging the treatment value. So, for example, clinical trial data analysis, drug pricing related decisions, vaccine development research, and patient analytics. These are few areas where healthcare analytics is widely used. The next, we are going to study different data analysis tools available in the market to carry out business analytics. Now, for this, I have prepared one table, the name of business analytics tool, and on the other side, their details are given. So the first is MATLAB software. Now, MATLAB is nothing but the software that stands for Matrix Laboratory. This is developed by the organization called MathWorks, which is American privately held corporation. Now, this MATLAB software is a full set of statistics, machine learning functionality. It also has financial modeling incorporated into it. IBM SPSS software. So, SPSS software is nothing but a statistical package for social sciences. SPSS has full set of statistical analysis, parametrics, non-parametric analysis, histogram, cluster analysis, regression, correlation, factor analysis. All these different types of analysis can be performed using IBM SPSS software. The next is Statistica. Statistica is also a software which was developed by Dell organization in 2014, and this analysis helps in performing the basic analysis, graphs, plots, data mining, visualization, so on and so forth. The next is R programming. Now, R programming is a leading analytics tool in the industry. It is developed by R Foundation, and it is widely used by project managers and business analysts. R is an open source software, and it has a full set of statistical analysis, histogram, hypothesis testing, inferential statistics you can perform, t-test, ANOVA, machine learning, clustering, and so forth. Minitab by Minitab Statistical Software. So Minitab is a software package that is developed by Pennsylvania State University, and it is useful for performing the descriptive statistical analysis and hypothesis testing. The next software is TableU software. Now TableU software is a free software that connects any data source to the corporate data warehouse. Microsoft Excel as well as web-based data, and create the data visualization and maps and dashboards, etc. with the real-time updates presenting on the web. The next is SAS programming. Now, SAS is a programming environment and a language for data manipulation and leader in analytics, developed by SAS Institute in 1966, further developed in 1980s and 1990s, and it is easily accessible, manageable, and to can be used to analyze large amount of data. The next type of software and widely used software is a Python. Python is an object-oriented scripting language which is easy to read, write, maintain, and is a free open source tool. It was developed by Guido van Rossum in 1980s, which supports both functional as well as structured programming methods. Apache Spark. Now this particular software is developed by University of California in 2009. It is a fast, large-scale data processing engine and executes application in Hadoop clusters 100 times faster in memory and 10 times faster on disk. Then the next comes is Microsoft Excel. Now Microsoft Excel is the most commonly and widely available tool for data processing and data performing data analytics. You can perform, you can analyze, you can sort, you can format the data very easily in the Excel sheet. Various descriptive analytics can be performed using the Excel sheet, such as calculation of mean, median, mode, standard deviation, kurtosis curve, skewness, t-test, z-test. All these basic types of tests can be performed with Excel sheet. And the next and last is the Hadoop. Hadoop is an open source software framework for sorting data and running application on clusters of commodity hardware. It has a massive storage facility and an enormous processing power. So these are various data analysis tools which are used for performing the analysis of the data. Then we come to the last part of the presentation, that is the framework for business analytics. Now, framework for business analytics encompasses all types of data analysis tools, and they are categorized depending on whether it is what is the use of the tool. So there are basically four types in which the business analytics framework has been categorized. First is inferential statistics. The next is for the purpose of knowledge discovery. The next is data warehouse, and last is reporting. So as far as inferential statistics is concerned, the t-test, hypothesis testing, chi-square test, F-test, all these type of tests that come under the inferential statistics, and the SPSS or a Strata software is used for performing this inferential statistics. When it comes to reporting, the information system, the basic information systems like management information system, executive information system, DSS, dashboards, these systems are used. MS Excel table view software are used for the reporting purpose. Then third is knowledge discovery. Now it includes machine learning, data mining, web mining, and predictive analytics, or whether it could be a prescriptive analytic techniques. Then the R software or SAS software is used for performing the analysis. And then the data warehouse technique is there. So relational database, SQL, non-SQL database, data mart, metadata. So all these are nothing but the data warehouse that are available, and that all encompasses the business analytics framework. So that is all for today's session. Thank you.